The most recent 250th episode of the long-running show Blue Bloods, titled Guilt, was a huge milestone for the series that made the main lead Tom Selleck emotional. The star opened the lid on the show's most iconic episode and revealed why trying not to break down mid-scene was so hard for him. In today's video, we talk all about it, plus everything we know about your favorite show. Before we jump into the whys and hows, let us first look at what Blue Bloods really is all about. The show is about a multi-generational family of cops who are devoted to New York City law enforcement. Frank Reagan, the commissioner of police in New York, oversees both the police force and the Reagan family. Even while dealing with the politics that plagued his unapologetically stubborn father, Henry, throughout his career as chief, Frank still manages to operate his department as tactfully and diplomatically as he governs his family. Danny, Frank's eldest son, is a seasoned investigator and Iraq war vet who occasionally uses questionable methods to solve crimes. Erin, the only daughter, works as an assistant district attorney, and the youngest member, Jamie, is the family's golden boy, who graduated from Harvard Law but forgoes his passion, a rich legal career, to carry on his family's legacy of police service. As is usually the case with long-running shows, the cast varies throughout the series with many guest appearances, but there have been a consistent core selection of characters, most notably the Reagan family, that has been a part of the show throughout. One of the coolest things about Blue Bloods is how it explores the many different roles and storylines through the Reagan family, as each family works for a different department. As you can imagine, there's a lot of professional conflict with one another, as the characters' storylines overlap. Now that we've gone over what Blue Bloods is really about, let us warn you about the upcoming spoilers from the show's Season 12. Tread no further if you haven't seen it already, or go ahead, whatever you want really. So what made Tom Selleck so emotional? Blue Bloods' 250th episode was marked with well-deserved fanfare. After all, it's not every day that a network TV drama reaches its 12th season, and viewers continue to want more from the Reagans. Tom Selleck, who plays the character of Frank, originally appeared in the pilot episode, which aired in 2010, and has since appeared in all 12 seasons of the series. The main lead is naturally as emotionally invested in the show as the fans are, and with its mega 250th episode, the star had a lot of reminiscing to do in his latest interview. The 77-year-old actor appeared at ease and quite chatty while answering fans' questions regarding his role as Frank, the New York City Police Commissioner, before the show's premiere. However, when questioned about his favorite episode, one iconic episode from 2011 stayed fresh in the actor's mind and brought him to the brink of tears. Selleck revealed that the one that will always be his favorite is The Job from Season 2, Episode 12. The Emmy-nominated character added that the scene in which it was found that Frank was in the World Trade Center's North Tower on 9/11 was particularly moving for him and the cast because the painful events of that fateful day were still fresh in people's memories. "It was difficult for me to remain strong as an actor, not to break down because Frank is tougher than that," he said. The police commissioner recalled the assignment that landed him and his partner John McKenna in the North Tower in the episode. They were both inside assisting people when the second tower was attacked and ultimately fell. It's revealed that Frank is still struggling with trauma from what he witnessed in the aftermath of 9/11. The episode featured John's death, and while the show never really discussed in detail what killed him, viewers were made aware that he had a respiratory problem, and it was most likely due to inhaling the air near Ground Zero. As a result, Frank was left with survivor's guilt and a lot of psychological issues that ensue. The actor claimed Frank isn't comfortable with psychologists, and the show ends up dealing with the individuals who were mentally and physically ill as a result of being there at the time. Fortunately, Frank sought professional treatment from a therapist when he realized he could no longer deal with the restlessness and anxiety on his own. Now for some mid-season bad news for Blue Bloods fans. The cast members of the show marked the 250th episode with emotional greetings for their fans. Marisa Ramirez, Len Cariou, Tom Selleck, Vanessa Ray, and Will Estes all expressed their love and gratitude to the viewers, and the fans jumped at the opportunity to interact with their favorite Blue Blood stars with comments asking about the ongoing season and more. While we don't know for sure what the future really holds for Blue Bloods, we do know that Season 12 will continue after a short, disappointing hiatus. The series viewers are used to switching to CBS on Friday evenings, but earlier this month, the show announced that it will not be back for a while. Nope, not an April Fool's joke. After March 18th and March 25th, there have been no new episodes, and the fans have been freaking out about it. The next episode, titled Hidden Motive, is expected to premiere on April 1st. The reason will come as no surprise to sports fans, though. It was due to the NCAA basketball tournament that was set to be aired on CBS. The schedule had to be slightly changed. Next, let's take a look at Season 12 so far. For the most part of this season, the show has managed to keep it interesting with some new plots. The standout is Frank's clash with the New York mayor over safety precautions to protect the citizens after a recent shooting, further highlighting a disconnect between the justice system and those within the realm of politics. The relationship drama between Jamie and Eddie, along with Frank's growing conflict with an old friend Kearns, has been interesting to watch. Much of Jamie's storyline this season revolved around family matters. This shift in focus to a more more personal matter amid all the hardcore crime stuff provides a unique turn for the show to take. And watching Henry accept that he's slowly losing his mind, in contrast to Jamie's anxiety about the situation, made it all the more compelling. Blue Blood has also been exploring moral and ethical tones outside of the black and white of Law and Order. The show has previously addressed social issues such as police brutality, gay and trans rights. With police around the country continuing to be caught on camera abusing their authority, there'll be enough real-life material for Blue Bloods to use in the future episodes. So, will we get a Season 13? Things are beginning to heat up with the end of Season 12 fast approaching, and only a couple more episodes remaining. Fans have become curious whether they're going to see a Season 13. It's not possible to say for sure whether or not the Blue Bloods will live to see another season, since there's not been any confirmation either way by the makers or anyone linked to the show. However, there have been very subtle hints that have given us some confidence about the show being renewed. So stop panicking while we tell you more. First of all, the ratings have been pretty decent this season. On average, the show brings in about 6 million viewers, suggesting that there still is a clear demand for it, if done right, of course. While these figures don't really account for any delayed or streamed viewing, they are a decent measure of how a show is doing, especially in comparison to others on the same channel. Going by tradition, typically higher rated shows are renewed, unless there are other factors involved. And that brings us to the show's cast, who also play a role in deciding whether a season returns or not. While they may not have the final say, the actors' willingness to continue with their characters or not plays a critical role in prolonging a show. And if the stars are to be believed after the recent social media talks, the show is definitely going to be returning for another season. Now, the worst of Blue Bloods. We're sorry for ending things on the negative, but you really can't help but wonder what the worst episode could be on a show with 250 episodes and a 12-year super long run. There's for sure going to be a few or even a lot of duds. Game of Thrones is a pretty good example. Considering how well Season 12 has turned out, it'll be interesting to take a look at what episode did so poorly. And it turns out, if the IMDb viewer ratings are to be believed, the worst episode in the history of the show is Burning Bridges, the third episode of Season 5. It currently scores 6.7 out of 10 on IMDb ratings, which, come to think of it, isn't even that bad, is it? Though it is the only episode of the show that is scored below 7 out of 10 rating. The episode was apparently controversial, as it intended to address a sensitive topic dealing with homophobia in the police departments, only to get lambasted by fans. Sometimes the showrunners really don't think the plot through, do they? And with that, it's a wrap for today's video. How do you see things unfolding in the finale of this season? Comment down below and let us know. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.